Hello. How are
Hey
you?
there. I'm good. How are you, Claire?
Yeah, very well. Now the sun is really shining here, so that's
Mm,
the sunshine, of course,
nice.
makes us feel happy, doesn't it?
Well, it does seem to, doesn't it?
Seem to, definitely, definitely. So I've got a
Yeah.
word for us today.
Mm,
The word is decisions.
mm. Oh, decisions. So many decisions. Or is there really? Yeah. What comes up is, well, twofold in seeing how everywhere that we look when we're looking out there, there's decisions to make. I can just sweep my eyes across my desk, and there's like a ton of decisions that look like they need to be made. And what I've learned and continue to learn is that when I try to make the decisions from here, from this mind looking out at all of these things, it can be really difficult to really, there are so, I'm very creative and I have a lot of ideas. And I write down all my ideas because I don't want to lose them. And then they all become something I need to do something with. It's like another decision. But once the idea has come out from within, because it's usually oh, that's cool. That's a great idea. And I'll plop it somewhere on a sticky or whatever. And then it becomes something that I need to do something with instead of, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. And then following it. It's almost like allowing a decision. So the dual things I'm seeing here is when I'm looking out there and think I need to do something with all of these things, it can be very overwhelming because there are so many things, or so it seems. And when I step back and just allow all of those things to just be there with nothing on them, like I can look at them right now and trust me, they're everywhere. I don't need to do anything with any of them until I get an urge to do something. So I can make something happen, but it's likely going to not be a really happy experience. It's likely going to be effortful, grindy. And when something just jumps out, it's like that seems to be the day that something's going to happen with that. And then just allowing it to lead me rather than it's like, okay, this is the one. I just got the nudge. Now what am I going to do with it? And there's this flipping back and forth of, I've heard wisdom nudge me here. Now I got to go do. And really, it's still the same. It can still be the same easy way, just like how it came up, to like just allow what's next to also come from the same space. And then it's almost like there's no decision to make. I mean, I'm taking a path, so it looks like a decision's been made, but it's almost like just allowing, almost following, but it's like a simultaneous. It's not even that it's dangling out in front of me. It's almost like it's like barely a moment ahead where it comes up, and now I know that this is what's to do next. That's what comes up initially. How about decisions for you?
Well, they certainly seem a lot easier than they used to seem. I think for me, they used to look like there was a process to go through, like a pros and cons. one side of the page and the other side of the page, and here's my pros and cons, and I'll make a decision from there, kind of thing. Even if I didn't do that on paper, I definitely would have been doing it, in the thinking space, as it were. But like you said, it just seems to happen now more and more, that there's just something being created, or there's something happening, or there's the next step that seems sensible to take. And I used to think that I had to make really clear decisions about what I was going to do every day. That was huge for me. Like, what am I going to do today? And I'd be in the shower in the morning and my head would be going, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do today? What's the thing? What's the thing? And I'd be like ahead of myself. I'd be on 3 p.m. and I'd just be in the shower. Just like, oh, where have I got? Like deciding it's going to be this, then that, then this, and that. And then I would get downstairs and then do none of those things, invariably, because I'd probably overwhelmed myself from thinking about them so much, and then feel really bad and think I was this queen of procrastination. I used to think that was me. I'm a procrastinator. That's what I do. And it really was because I was trying to make too many decisions for future me, who had a completely different idea about what the plan would be. And I still don't find that way. I found that I've rejected that way of working now. I don't do much planning. I kind of get up maybe with a sense of direction for the week. There might be 2 or 3 things I really want to look towards getting done. But if I don't get them done, I don't feel too bad about it. Feel bad about it, really. I just know that it'll come when it's ready. It doesn't feel like there's a me deciding to do anything, really. And I love that. I love it when the decision gets made for you. So like, you're choosing between A and B, and you're like, oh, is it A, is it B? But then either A or B cease to be possible because they've disappeared. The potential, B's not possible anymore, or A's not possible anymore, or A and B are no longer possible, and then C comes through, and you're like, oh, C's so much better anyway. Why was it even looking at A or B? They're just like, and I think there's something about patience for me around decision making. Just knowing that it'll probably be done for me if I just pause and leave it a little while. I don't have to do it, really. It's like, as the words are coming out of my mouth now, I'm thinking, well, nobody's really deciding that, are they? It's just happening. There's just words coming from, I don't know where, coming out of my mouth. And I think if you can live the rest of life from that place, from a similar place to that, stuff is just arising, isn't it? From universal mind, from the intelligence of life. And we're just part of that. We're going to take the actions to bring stuff into the world, and I feel less and less like I'm doing any of it, really.
Yeah.
There's a lot of freedom there, I think. Where do you find, when you like talking to other people, where do you find people do get caught up with decision making? Have you noticed anything around that?
It's usually around the things that they think are most important in their life. Their body, their kids, their relationship, money, time. Body, money, time. Body, money, time. There's a lot there. Yeah.
It looks like you get those things wrong, doesn't it? Like that some part of our well-being depends on getting those things right. So those decisions can feel really heavy, can't they? The body, money, time decisions.
Yeah. And relationships. And when you think about it, it kind of makes sense, because if you're looking at the world from the outside in, what is there so much material information out there about relationships, about body and health and movement, about money, and how to make the most, how to be most efficient, how to like there's a lot out there. So that can really be confusing if you're looking out there at all of the so-called answers. And they're not like, they're answers for someone. It's not like they're like, none of them are helpful. But what's more helpful to cut through all of that is the sense of like just stepping back and allowing yourself to be guided to something. And you might be guided to a person who said, hey, maybe this book, or maybe that, or there could be something outside that can be helpful. But there doesn't really need to be a whole bunch of, thought mucking about decision making and where to go. That too, if there's outside help, the inside will inform you of that as well. And then there's just an ease to going in a direction. Someone to talk to, or whatever it might be.
And I guess
there's
that's
no
what
right.
Pardon
Me.
go on.
I was just going to say there's no right answer for everyone, but everyone has a right answer for them in the moment. And tomorrow it might be a little different, because we're changing all the time. Body, relationship, the circumstances change, but what's guiding it is always the same. So it makes it simpler.
Do you have the phrase no-brainer?
Yeah.
Like it brings this conversation, I think, brings a whole new perspective on that phrase, doesn't it? Like, get your brain out of the way. Don't use your brain for this. It's not very good at it, really. So when a decision is a no-brainer, it's one way you could see it's one way your brain hasn't been involved. And it's actually great. It's like, and I guess when people say a no-brainer decision, they are talking about feeling it from their gut, aren't they? Or their wisdom, their intuition. It just makes sense. And I just think we can sometimes overrule that, can't we? With our thinking, oh no, you can't do that. That's not like the other day, a PR lady I know, who's just somebody in my network I've known for a while. She reached out to me and said, can we have a chat? I think what you're sharing is really powerful. It could get media attention, kind of thing. And I went, oh, go on then, I'll have a chat with her. And I've ended up signing up with her to do some work with her. And I'm going to be recording a radio show on Monday. So
yay!
Just all like, it was just felt like a no-brainer. It just felt like she'd appeared on Instagram. There she was. She reached out. We had a conversation. And it just made total sense. It was almost like she somehow universally connected to me, and she knew that I was at that point where I was ready to share further or go out there further. And it just all just went. And then she messaged me today. I've already got hold of the local radio station, and they want you to be on the show. They want you to record on Monday. So it was just, and I think that can happen, can't we, when we're just doing these kind of no-brainer decisions, when we're just trusting the direction that life just seems to be nudging us in. And I think it feels that gentle, doesn't it? Like it feels like a nudge. It feels like, it's just It's just the next little step. Sometimes we make decisions huge because we think, well, there's this step and that step, and it's going to mean that, and that's going to end up like that. And, if I get it wrong, we're all going to be living under the viaduct. Some people, the whole family in the cardboard is going to be living under the viaduct. That we can get into a real story about decisions being right or wrong, but I don't think we can get it wrong, really. I think if it doesn't turn out the way we might like it, then it's just a learning experience. I think Byron Katie's phrase, she says, life is happening for you, not to you, doesn't she? And if we bring that into decision making, that's a really cool thing to see. You can't really get it wrong.
Yeah. A few things. Congratulations. Excited to hear you on the radio. Some radio. For those of us in North America, I believe a viaduct is a bridge, living under the bridge.
Oh, yeah, because of course, brilliant. Yeah, a viaduct is a Roman thing, and they didn't make it to your neck of the woods, I don't think, did they?
Oh.
So that they
we have bridges.
Them. Yeah, they usually, viaducts usually carried water originally when the Romans first ones, but then some of them have trains going across. But it's not just a bridge; it's like an arched thing. They're usually massive.
Right.
So there you go. It's a bit different to a bridge.
But yes. Well, so there you would be worried about having to live in the viaduct, and here you would be. The terms would be, you're going to end up living under the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the translation.
And I just caught this, just another about no-brainer. Because a no-brainer, people looking, when you're following your inner guidance, those looking, and you decide to do something, follow, it doesn't always make sense to others. It can actually look a little off the wall and not make sense. So this whole idea about it being a no-brainer, to someone else, they could see the decision as, you have A, B, and C, and they're no-brainer. Well, my gosh, of course you're going to pick B. But your guidance says A. To you, it's a no-brainer because it comes with a feeling. The feeling of it being a no-brainer is an inside job too.
Or more than likely it's Z. Like, people are presenting your choices A, B, C, or you're looking at your choice A, B, C, and then it's actually Z. It's nothing to do with A, B. It's something so like over there, like left of field, that it's nothing at all that you thought you'd be doing. I saw I think it was a post on social media somewhere from a lady who'd been in this conversation for a long time, and I just read a bit of it where she said, I cannot believe what I'm actually doing today. I would, if you'd have told me from 20 years ago, this is what I'd be doing, I'd have just called you bonkers. I just would have said, what are you on about? That's not what I'll be doing. That's not what I want to do. What are you talking about? But she just through this series of little, no-brainer decisions, these things that just made sense to her, following her intuition, she'd ended up doing the thing that she does now, which is so cool to see.
That's what makes life fun. It's fun. It's fun. There's always something new that can arise, even in your everyday, day-to-day, in and out routine. When you open up to it and just allow, rather than, allowing, I know this could be a whole nother subject. But when you allow the guidance to sort of lead you, like just open up to it, just pausing, allowing a little bit of space before making the decision that you always make. Just like, is this what needs to be? Is this where we need to go again today? Or is there something else? It's surprising and really delightful when you allow from that space. Yeah.
And so it
Yeah,
sounds
it
what you're
feels like
pointing to there is that kind of watching out for the habitual, let's go down the same path that's well trodden, that was familiar,
yeah.
that feels safe, rather than following something that's going, hey, me, follow me, I'm exciting, I'm new, I'm fresh. A lot of us kind of go, oh no, that's a bit scary, I don't want to do it. I'm just going to go down the path that's been trodden over and over again and keep doing the same thing.
That is a topic for another day.
I do believe you are right. I do believe that. We've come to the end of our little journey around decisions. So I've loved that. It's been a really nice exploration. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you
I shall
too.
see
And I
you.
might say it's for the end for today. Because there's
Yes.
always something more, isn't there?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, always.
Yeah.
You hear from people who've been around this understanding for decades and decades, and they're still seeing more, which is exciting, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
More and more.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank you so much, Michaela. Lovely. See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.